A'udhu billahi min shaitan rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I begin with the name of God, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Beloved friends, brothers and sisters in Islam, brothers and sisters in humanity, I greet you all with the greetings of peace and love. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of God Almighty be with all of you. God Almighty, He informs us in chapter 9, verse 105, وَقُلْ اِعْمَلُوا سَيَرَ اللَّهُ عَمَلَكُمْ وَرَسُولَهُ وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ. In this Quranic verse, God Almighty, He says, and say, O Muhammad, to the people, work, for Allah will see your deeds, and His messengers and the believers. This verse, to be specific, teaches us that we should be individuals that is diligent, and that diligence is the way to success. We have an obligation to basically sow the seeds of hard work, and then we will see the result of our actions. You will see the fruits of your success. And I will say that we should try our best to find something to do, and when we find that passion of ours, we should concentrate, and then you will see yourself excel in your life. Sometimes we look at people and we say that we want to be like them. I see an affluent person, or see for example, someone that probably may have a high status in society, and we say we want to be like that individual. Well, that statement in my assessment is not a healthy statement to make, simply because we have an obligation to be ourselves. We are all unique in one way or the other, and if we want to become a person that makes a difference in our life, then we should try to discover what is that strength of yours, what is that passion that you have in your life. With that being said, there are certain tips basically we would like to share with our brothers and our sisters of how we can become more successful in the things that we do. And the first thing that we should remember is that we should know how to use our time. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he tells us that we should make sure we utilize our time wisely and constructively before we become preoccupied. We should understand that every minute matters, and that every second matters, and a second that is lost, we can never get it back. A minute that is lost, we can never get it back. And an hour that is lost, we can never get it back. A matter of fact, we cannot look at the day that passes by and say it's just a day, because that day that is past and gone, there are so many things that you can do with that 24 hours. The second thing is that as we strive to achieve our goals and attaining our vision, we should understand that sometimes we will see instability in our lives, instability probably in our finances, and otherwise as well. We will see our lives sometimes in like a roller coaster, up and down, and you should understand that this is a normal thing. That as you work hard and you strive to achieve your goals and to attain whatever you set out to attain, that you will experience instability, but that will be for a short period of time. A short period of time, and as long you keep focus, you will see, brothers and sisters, that you will be able to achieve the thing that you set out to achieve. The other thing is that I will also want to mention that if we work to achieve something, and we have our eyes on something, that we have to reassess as well our personal life. Sometimes there are people around us that is not optimistic but rather pessimistic, that they present themselves to you as friends when in reality they're there to sometimes benefit from you materially. They're not there motivating you. So I will say that if you do not share the same vision as someone else, if a person outlook on the world or outlook on certain things is not something that you share with them, I will not say to basically break ties with them in its entirety, but sometimes it do necessitate for you to somehow just move away from that person for a period of time. If you see that person is not there to hold you by your hands and help you, or not being there as a motivation for you, but that person is bringing you down. If that person is bringing you down, then you have to keep an arm's length away from that person. And that is why the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ tells us that we should choose our friends. If your friend is not there to help you to connect with God, for example, from a spiritual side, that person is not there to help you spiritually, and that person is always engaging in things or engaging in actions that does not bear any positive fruits, then it's time for you to say, here is where we part ways. In addition to this, we should also understand that individuals that is successful in their lives, and if we want to be successful, sometimes we have to give up the things that we desire. Sometimes we see some things that we don't really need, but our eyes are on it. So it's quite important as someone working very hard to achieve their goals to understand that sometimes you have to turn your eyes away from certain things that you do desire. Give up certain things now so that you may be able to achieve your goal, so you may be able to achieve the things that you set out to achieve. If you don't need it and it does not help you in any way, sometimes it's good to say, okay, I'll turn a blind eye on that. So giving up some of your desires, some of your likes, the things that you like, sometimes you have to give it up because it does not fall into a pathway in where you will have to tread and walk towards the pathway of attaining success. And brothers and sisters, I see the necessity of saying this simply because sometimes I interact with people and we often hear that that person saying that I want to be like that person or I want to be like that individual, when in reality they have so much talent and so much opportunities sometimes that presents itself to them when they just push it aside. So I will say to our brothers and our sisters, kindly focus on what you're doing, be diligent and work very hard to achieve your goals, and do not allow anything to distract you. Whatever we put in today, that is what we're going to reap generally. Whatever sacrifices we make now in our lives, we will see the fruits of it. Today, sometimes people want to know how is it that their lives are the way that their lives are at. Why is it that they're in the state that they are in? The reality of this is because they were not focused. The reality is that sometimes it is because of their own doing that they are in the situation that they are in, because they were